Hello everyone! The future of the planet needs us to get the energy transition right. To this end, we need to tackle hard-to-abate emissions in the industry and transport sectors. Clean fuels play a key role in this effort, and H2Global has developed a mechanism to shape the energy transition. I am Susana Moreira, and this is our Masterclass on bringing clean fuel markets to fruition. Clean fuel markets present an important opportunity to leverage public and private investment in the energy transition. At this point in time, the hydrogen economy is still preparing for accelerated growth. Many projects are still in a demonstration phase or await their final investment decision. According to the OECD, public investments and subsidies represent only a fraction of the investments needed until 2050 to scale hydrogen production to the level in line with the goals of the Paris Agreement. Markets that would be able to leverage the necessary funding are still lacking key characteristics to achieve that effect. Today, prices for clean fuels are untransparent and public figures are based on statistical models. There is also a lack of liquidity, as existing uses of hydrogen combine supply and demand on-site or work with over-the-counter transactions. In addition, regulatory schemes and internationally coherent certification standards are still in flux, despite some progress in the last 2 years. And finally, market entry barriers remain high. This situation must be overcome to accelerate market creation. An important part of this challenge is the current price spread between the cost of production of clean fuels and the willingness to pay by off-takers. For off-takers, conventional fuel prices are the reference, as they need to keep up with competition. Compared to unabated fossil fuels, clean fuels face production costs that can be 4 to 10 times higher. At the same time, producers of clean fuels require long-term offtake agreements to increase the bankability of their projects, while off-takers bet on decreasing prices due to economies of scale and innovation. This is where the H2Global mechanism comes in. As you will see, the mechanism essentially simulates costs covering long-term offtake for suppliers and a liquid short-term supply for off-takers in order to create a market, eventually. To deliver on this promise, the H2Global mechanism fulfills 4 functions. Number 1, it provides investment security as it commits to signing long-term purchase agreements through its intermediary, HINCO. Number 2, it defines the emerging market through its contracts that contain information on the volumes, product qualities, geographies, and sustainability criteria. Number 3, it absorbs the cost of difference as suppliers and off-takers bid at their respective cost and willingness to pay levels, while the intermediary receives a compensation for the resulting loss. Number 4, it establishes competition through a price-driven, double-sided bidding procedure, thereby ensuring an efficient allocation of support. Through this approach, H2Global today stands as the sole active global green market maker. In practice, this means that in the first step, potential suppliers of clean fuels form consortia and bid, for example, for a 10-year offtake contract with the intermediary. In principle, the consortium with the lowest price offer wins. Once the supply-side auction has been closed and the volumes are agreed, the intermediary turns around to users of clean fuels, offering short-term standardized batches of clean fuel. On the demand side, the bidders with the highest offers win. States or other funding bodies then compensate the intermediary for the price difference. While suppliers receive a fixed price for the duration of the contract, to provide predictable revenue and thus enhance bankability, off-takers must return on a short-term basis and bid repeatedly if interested. As a result of regulatory developments, the willingness to pay is expected to increase over time, minimizing the price gap in the process. This approach also provides multiple price points that are used to inform markets. The minimal price difference implies that the support is being allocated efficiently. This means that excess spending is avoided, making the instrument attractive for governments interested in supporting the creation and ramp-up of clean fuel markets. Additionally, governments may decide to team up to increase the leverage of each tender. On top of this, governments may customize a tender to use it domestically, for imports, and/or for exports. Other design options include which clean fuels are being procured, how strict the sustainability criteria of tenders are supposed to be, and whether dimensions like energy security play a role, to name but a few. As of today, H2Global has successfully concluded its first supply-side auction for renewable ammonia and closed another for sustainable aviation fuel, while an auction for renewable methanol is ongoing. The German federal government has provided the funds for this pilot tender and remains the largest funder of H2Global tenders so far. Australia, Canada, and the Netherlands have now joined Germany for a new set of bilaterally funded auctions. Besides the auctions, H2Global engages with various countries from around the world in knowledge exchanges and conversations regarding the adaptation of the instrument. This includes extensive exchanges with Japan and South Korea, India, Brazil, European countries, and countries from all other regions of the world. In this work, H2Global is supported by 75 plus corporations that support our mission through donations. Additional financial support comes from philanthropy and government research grants. To conduct the tenders, the nonprofit foundation has installed its intermediary, HINCO, which it fully owns. The activities of the foundation are, however, separate from the activities of the trader through a strict firewall, ensuring sound competitive procedures in the auctions. H2Global Foundation is engaging its donors from the private sector and knowledge partners from academia to discuss matters pertaining to the ramp-up of the hydrogen economy. The results of these endeavors are published through peer-reviewed reports on our websites, and they are presented publicly through webinars. Our research topics include the financing of infrastructure projects for hydrogen and its derivatives, support instruments for hydrogen demand, the social license to operate for clean hydrogen projects, and auction design. We are also partnering with philanthropic institutions to increase our efforts regarding our mission. The energy transition and the introduction of clean fuels at scale is a complex task. Knowledge exchange, international collaboration, and the establishment of support instruments to overcome the barriers are key to address such complexity and deliver solutions for the industrial transformation. At H2Global, we're looking forward to discuss with you how we can shape the energy transition. Thank you.